Excuse me?
Yeah.
What are you listening to? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah, Round and Round We Go from Squid Game Season 2. Seriously though, that song just won't leave my head. Or the visual of Thanos dancing. No, not that one. There we go. So look, there's already a ton of videos about the general and common theories of what's going to happen in Squid Game Season 3. From Jihan becoming the new frontman, to it being revealed that the games are run all over the world to set up new spin-offs such as the US version of the show. I fully believe that one, by the way. And while we will touch on some of those, because they'll probably cross over with some of the theories that we'll be looking at, I wanted to do something a little bit different from the rest and try and have a bit more fun with it and try and find the most outlandish theories there are for Squid Game Season 3. And where better to look for outlandish theories than Reddit?
TikTok, 4chan, your grandparents.
No, I was gonna say Reddit, but yeah, sure, we can look at them too. I'm not asking my nan though. Okay, firstly, confession. Hi, my name's James. Hi, James. And I watched Squid Game with dubbed audio.
You need to leave!
I can't read. Leave me alone, okay? Okay, listen, if you want to be all snobby about it and go, oh, you need to watch it in the original audio, it's the way it was intended and it's much more dramatic and blah, 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 blah. Well, my response to that is, 1, 2, you miss out on hilarious scenes that are dubbed like this.
Was that what you heard?
You cried and said, but that's the edge. There's no way I'll go. Like that.
And 3, yeah, I can't be bothered to read. Sometimes it's a bit of a background show for me. I'm sorry. Just stop asking me to leave. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's a preference thing. Do whatever makes you enjoy the show the most and focus on it the best. But I can't deny, even the dubbed audio acting can be a little bit terrible. It honestly doesn't bother me much though, and you get used to it pretty quick. It's like a video game when you think about it. But yeah, do whatever works for you best. Just, you know, who cares? But stop judging me. Anyway, let's just get into the theories. Okay, first theory I found is... Wait a minute, what is this footage playing over my voice right now?
It's just footage from the show Squid Game. What do you mean?
Oh, right. Sorry. For a second, I got worried there that this was the line of people queuing up for Bonnie Blue. Sorry. I was reading about that earlier. That was on my mind. But that's a whole different type of fishy game. My bad. Anyway, theory number 1, the island is a ship. Okay, so this is already my favourite outlandish theory because it's just so insane that I love it. Unfortunately though, I have no idea where this came from, which is kind of ironic considering that the origin of this theory is just as hard as trying to track down the actual island in the show. So I saw this mentioned on the Hot Ones Versus episode involving the 2 actors for Jihan and the frontman. I don't want to mispronounce their real names and look stupid, so I'm not going to. Have a look for yourself.
456번 프론트맨. 시즌2 결말 아닌 결말로 끝나버렸는데 이로 인해 많은 팬들이 다음 시즌에 대한 추측들을 하고 있어요. 다음 이론들 중에 어느 것이 맞는지 알려주실 수 있나요? 섬은 사실 선박이다. 시즌3의 마지막 장면은
Hold on.
Chat, be real. I'm not even being racist. Like, I'm not even being racist. But you're telling me if this guy had a Tottenham kit... Never mind.
If he had a Tottenham kit on, he would never have won Squid Games. I've also linked the full video to that episode down in the description below because I'm just a top guy like that, you know? I got you. But with this theory, I mean, it obviously explains how the detective can't find the island again. Maybe it's not just the sabotaging boat captain. More on him later, by the way. But maybe it being a ship also explains how it evaded being discovered from other ships and authorities, I guess. And most of the living area and quarters you see used by the players and staff is part of a typical ship interior, I suppose. I don't know, I can't see this one being a thing personally. But it's fun to think about. I like it. I ship it, if you will. Yeah, I'll see myself out, sorry. Theory number 2. The winner of the games is... the baby.
6명?
This is so ridiculous that it might actually be true. So you'll remember how player 222 is pregnant with player 125's baby. I've obviously put the visual up here on screen because I'll be amazed if you remember who anybody is just from their player number. And if you do remember that, you need to take a break from binging Squid Game, okay? Just move on to something else for a bit. But this theory simply goes that if the baby is born and is somehow the only living person by the end of the games, according to the rules, the last one standing is declared the winner.
Here is your winner, the baby!
technically the baby counted as 2 people in the roundabout game. Singing that song again.
Hold on, I just realized. If we have to form groups of 6 next round, then we won't need anyone else.
Why? Oh, because the baby. That's a good point.
And will they become the new front man in the future? Would the psychopaths running and watching the games then worship this baby as a god for being the youngest winner of all time? Would the baby's name be legally player 324, whatever the last number is? Or would they be put into adoption by the higher-ups and have 46 billion 1 to their name once they turn 18? And you all thought Nicholas from WrestleMania 34 was the youngest champion of all time. Sorry, I had to make a WWE reference in there somewhere, didn't I? Mark! So I want to mention that there are a couple of theories that I came across that weren't necessarily outlandish, but I thought they were some nice ideas, so I thought you'd want to hear them anyway. The first one comes from a man who we mysteriously only know as Jack.
Who are you?
This actually came from a comment under a Screen Run article and read, "My personal theory is that Ji-Hum will take over as frontman, but will choose a new pool to draw players from, the backers and rich audience members. The idea of them having to participate in what they built is sweetly ironic, especially if we had a mid-credit scene where the police are tracking missing rich people and bankers are losing their customers." I really like this theory and train of thought here, Jack. I thought it was a nice twist in the Ji-Ham becoming the frontman theory, so I wanted to include it in this video. Let's hear it for Jack, everybody. Okay, so this next theory isn't necessarily related to season 3 and it is more about the lore of Squid Game, but it could be revealed in the next season, and that is that you either become a player or a guard from whatever colour you initially pick from the crazy briefcase man. We know Ji-Hum picks blue in the first episode of the show, but later on, before the games begin, while they're on the ship, because yes, it's definitely a ship, you see in all of their footage showing them playing that initial game that every player chose the blue card too. The theory being that if you choose red, you end up as a guard instead. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. I suppose being paid to be a guard pays off the debts that you otherwise would have played for, but the sacrifice being you have to become a ruthless, cold murderer. Not sure if that really equals out, but I guess that's subjective. The only other evidence pointing to this theory being true is the colour of the staff outfits being closer to red and the players' outfits being closer to blue. Personally, I think this theory is as thin as that zombie from the 28 Years Later trailer. But again, it makes for an interesting idea, so let me know your thoughts. There's also another theory I found from a couple of posts that say that maybe the staff are actually North Korean defectors, which is maybe why they don't really flinch or think too much about all of the violence going on, because they've seen it in prison camps and stuff like that. Interesting idea. I don't know if the show would go into that kind of thing. Also, you can find 46 billion theories that say every character is related to another character, or that everyone is secretly a VIP. More on that later. But firstly, I posted that I was going to be making this video on my social media and on the community tab here on my YouTube page. And I wanted to ask if any of you guys who are watching the show have any theories of your own that you'd like me to include in the video. And my good buddy Clutch Menino reached out. He absolutely adores this show, and I don't blame him, but he did give me a bunch of theories that I won't read them all out because again, we're going to go into some of them in a little bit later in this video. But some things that I hadn't found before, I'm going to read out those bits. For example, if you remember, player 388 was getting more ammo in the room, but the old bitch, I forget her number. Me too, it's on the screen though, that one. She told them, don't go out there. I think it might be a twist. I think the old lady might be a VIP. Rewatching the scene for this edit, I think it looks like she only said that because she knew that they were outnumbered, but hey, you never know. And then Clutch also goes on to explain the milk theory, which I'll come back to that as well, because we're going to sort of debunk that one actually. Don't hate me, Clutch, I'm sorry. And then from the YouTube community post, we've got Moo the Dog Zero responding. What a name. He said, here's a theory. Everyone will die at the end as North Korea will nuke the island that Squid Game takes place on by mistake.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I mean, it would end the games, I guess, so, you know.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I already replied to this, though, and said, yeah, but it's got to be by mistake, because you know Kim Jong-un would approve of these games. And then Mr. James Rian also reached out to say, James, I have no theory. I just want to say you're so handsome, so funny. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. You're the greatest YouTuber to ever grace this platform. Whoever you are, thank you very much for those few kind words. So as I touched on earlier, we're going to quickly talk about the boat captain. So obviously that crafty old boat captain ended up being a traitor, and the majority of people are naturally speculating that he's involved with the higher-ups running the games and the front man. But I liked this take from Reddit user appropriate type 6153, which that name just sounds like what I'd call my 6,153rd right swipe on Tinder. Anyway, they said, in season 2 we meet this mysterious boat captain that saved Jun-ho after he fell from the cliff. It turns out that this captain is a traitor who is actually leading Jun-ho away from the island and hindering his investigation. In season 1 episode 5, the guards are continuing work on their organ harvesting scheme and talking about a delivery. One of them mentions needing to make it to the boat on time. My theory is that this boat is run by the captain we meet in season 2, and he is the one who retrieves the harvested organs from the island to take them to the mainland. I think that on a routine trip to pick up the organs, that captain picked up Jung-ho off the island. I do not think that the captain is working with the front man and the others running the games. I think he's working with the guards running the harvesting schemes, and his motive for not wanting Jun-ho to find the island is because he doesn't want to lose the money he makes from delivering the organs. Nothing else. No big conspiracy with the front man and the other higher ups, just simply wanting to keep protecting the money he's getting. I think this would fit the themes of greed in this show much more than if the captain was working with the front man or some other higher up to keep the games running. Now, this obviously caused a bit of a discussion on Reddit, as everything does, but I've linked the discussion in the description below as well, so if you want to check it out for yourself and have a read. But one user did make a good point here that I wanted to highlight. It's a big text, but I'm just going to read this bit. If the captain of a boat that traffics organs finds an unknown man alive in the middle of the ocean, why would he go through the trouble of rescuing him and getting him to a hospital? Why pass up the opportunity to call his accomplices and profit from harvesting his organs? Yeah, that was a good Phoenix Wright moment there from I can't say that name, that person. I mean, maybe he knew it'd be way too inconvenient to call the guys who would then perform the surgery or whatever, so he just left it, but it's a good point. But anyway, I'll let you go check out that debate for yourself. Like I said, again, I wanted to include that theory because it felt like something a little bit different, and I like their way of thinking. Bit of a twist on the boat captain's motives. But speaking of debunking theories, before we end this video here, I'm going to turn heel a little bit and be a little bit of a spoil sport and try to debunk some of the common theories that are going around. I'm doing it for Thanos because you know he'd want everything perfectly balanced. Debunk number 1, the milk theory. The milk theory all stems from this scene here in season 1.
Hey, is there any chocolate milk? I can't drink the normal kind. Well, when I was a kid, I had problems digesting it, so I had to skip milk when I was in school.
My goodness. As a kid, I'm willing to bet you got spanked a lot.
How did you know?
My son did too. He was just like you, friend.
And then in season 2...
So let's eat our food, pull ourselves together, and do our best in the next game. Here, Junie. Have this one too. Keep your strength up, okay?
Oh, it's yours. I don't want
Just take it. I don't want it. I can't drink milk anyway.
What did he say?
So obviously people are making the connection that the front man is Ilnam's son, Ilnam being the old man from season 1. So this is the reason why he is the front man and why he was the one who was there with him when he died and is his right hand man. But I think there's 3 reasons here why this isn't the case. 1, it's just likely that the writers of the show are adding this detail in just to fuel the speculation of the fans, knowing that they'll make that link. 2 is kind of the same thing but from an in-show standpoint, where the front man, who watched the interactions between the old man and Jihan in season 1 closely, or at least knows certain conversations between them, is just playing mind games here. Plus, we know that the front man is a previous winner of the games. He played because he was desperate for money to pay for his dying wife's medical bills. I know this man is literally the devil, but is he that evil to make his son compete for the money? To be honest, yeah, probably. The 3rd reason I want to point to is an interesting one about how common having a lactose intolerance among people in South Korea actually is. Some websites even claiming 100% of the population is lactose intolerant. So even if the front man was the son of Ilnam, his milk problem is likely irrelevant. Sorry, I'm just talking about dad and milk and it not being about my abandonment issues for once. It's weird. Also, to actually add a 4th reason in there, I think this could just be a simple case of misunderstanding what he was saying. It's not clear he was actually 100% referring to his milk problem, more just him being a problem child. Anyway, we can put all of this to bed because the frontman actor already revealed what the relation he was.
시즌 3의 마지막 장면은 프론트맨이 기훈에게 그 검은 가면을 벗으면서 I'm your father. 죄송합니다.
Debunk 2, the secret VIP. The character of Minsu, player 152, no, that's a bit of dyslexia, player 125, I feel is what you'd call a Marmite character. Well, probably not what you'd call it, but what I call it. Basically, Marmite are brown salty goo. I'm not sure how else to describe it here. If you know, you know. Basically, it's a food item and you either love it or you hate it. Nobody's ever in between. This guy is what I'd call a Marmite character because from what I've seen, people either love him or they hate him. And that's just from me reading opinions on this bloke on all these forums. Well, you'll definitely hate him if the theory of him being a secret VIP is true. Ironically, what started this theory was all a case of wrong identity. Minsu is played by an actor called Darwit Lee, but he also goes by the name of Lee David. And in season 1, the deer mask wearing VIP number 3 is played by an actor named David Lee. So I guess it's kind of like the Spider-Man meme, but one of them is reversed. Hey, if there's a Ryan James watching this video, this is so us. But this close similarity in names led to a credit mistake on Google that showed Lee David listed as VIP3 instead of the character Minsu. So this was an innocent mistake that has given poor Minsu here a bad name. Unless it's not a mistake. Nah, it's definitely a mistake. However, others out there still believe that there is a secret VIP in the game, clutch, among several other people. But it's not player 125, but player 100. Do we know his name? I just know him as the loud shouty man.
어느 쪽이 더 추웠다는 거야? 자, 여러분, 인원 점검 좀 해봅시다. 뭘 봐? 100억 빚지는 게 쉬운 줄 알아? 아무나 100억 빌릴 수 있는 거 아니야. 스케일이 되니까 빌리는 거야. 저걸로 뭐가 달라지겠습니까? 한 판만 더 하면은 상금이 최소 2억 4천입니다.
Daddy, chill.
I think the only basis for this theory is that he's very eager and almost fearlessly adamant to carry on playing the games. Maybe because he knows he won't die, just like Ilnam in season 1. And maybe because his player number is 001 in reverse, this is a clue because both undercover people that we know of so far have used the number 001. Some also believe that because the dude owed a lot of money, more than the others, he actually owed 10 billion won, only people with the wealth of a VIP can amass that amount of debt. But just like Tinder Gold, to see you like me, I'm not buying it. I think the reason people are looking for anyone to be an undercover VIP is just based on the obsession with a plot twist and because of what happened with Old Evil here in season 1.
Looks like our guy likes to book himself front row seats to his own sick little games.
But again, let me know your thoughts. Debunk 3, Jack and Jill. So this theory is honestly based on just a lot of misinformation, I feel, and it spread quicker than Bonnie Blue's legs. Sorry, I don't know why I keep making them jokes about her lately, In true MCU style, the finale of Squid Game Season 2 left us with a post-credit scene teaser showing a new male doll opposed to Mrs. Red Light Green Light over it.
Jarvis.
Welcome home, son.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
I don't know where this rumour started, likely TikTok or Reddit, but the common belief right now is that this will lead to a game called Jack and Jill. But I don't know why that would be the case. For one, we all know all of the games in Squid Game are based on Korean childhood games. Obviously, I'm not Korean, but I'm pretty sure they don't have a kids game called Jack and Jill. Mainly because that's an English nursery rhyme, and even then, we don't have a game called that.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Apparently there is a Jack and Jill board game, but most people would not associate the names of Jack and Jill with that over the nursery rhyme. I don't think that game is very well known. But to be honest, that's all irrelevant information because to rule this theory out, Netflix and the director himself already told us not only the names of these dolls, which I hope I'm saying right here in Young Hee and Chael Soo, but also told us that they are not brother and sister, but actually boyfriend and girlfriend, unless, you know. But speaking of the games that might feature in the next season, despite no trailers for season 3 yet, except for one fan-made one, we do potentially get a peek of what the future games will be from season 2. In the background of many scenes in the player's living area, you can see these wall drawings that show previous games that have been played. These drawings here show what looks to be some sort of monkey bars game, and some believe this here could be some sort of human chess game. Damn, that could be brutal.
Yes, Hermione. I think this is gonna be exactly like wizard chess.
There's also a theory that the boy doll could be placed behind the female doll so that in red light, green light, you can't hide behind somebody else anymore. I am jokingly saying this, but in Korea, they always put the boy doll name Cholsu in math or physics questions. They always put him inside a rocket or a car and ask students to solve a math problem like how fast it should be to save Cholsu. Who knows, the mission might be something to do with saving Cholsu. Oh god, if I was in this game and there was a math problem, I'd be dead in season 1. Oh, mate, for real, I'm with you on that. That makes 3 of us. 2 of us. 4 of us? Debunk 4, wibbly wobbly timey wimey. The next one is just strange, to be honest. I don't know if people were just misunderstanding to troll or joke, but for some reason people seem convinced that season 3 will be set 10 to 15 years after season 2. So I think this all comes from an interview with the creator of Squid Game, who said his next project that he's working on is on a film set 10 to 15 years in the future.
Not Squid Game season 3.
So no, Squid Game season 3 is not going to Avengers Endgame us. Unless maybe the game is running parallel to another game we think is happening somewhere else in the world, but it's actually at a different point in time. Again, just like the Saw franchise has done, the parallels are there. This is my theory that they'll Godfather Part 2 it. They'll have two different stories going on at the same time, one in the present, one about the future. So we've already spoken about secret VIPs and the future of certain characters. What about characters returning?
I'm back, baby doll!
He's back! Some people have speculated about the old man coming back because he faked his death once. Who's to say he didn't do it again somehow? Well, that don't really matter, because, yeah. The final 3 in season 1, the final 3 in season 2. Ooh! Oh my god, holy shit. Is it that? Wait a minute, look at that. That is the scariest thing. This is scarier than anything in the show. I know it's AI, but geez, I hope they didn't use that pick in court. Hardly help his case. Some people are of the belief that one dead character will come back though. Nah, I think he's done. He's forked. I said forked, okay? It was a pun, YouTube. Don't demonetize this. Okay, so one more thing.
One more thing!
This isn't debunking a theory, but I wanted to add this in. So there was obviously the cameraman being in shot story that went viral. Now, this is really random and useless information that my brain stores that I have, but I think a way worse incident happened on the TV show 24 back in the day that I thought you'd find funny to see. This had something to do with the aspect ratio because the show was made for older and smaller TVs back then or something, I don't know. And now since it's been converted to widescreen, hello random camera crew at random moments, I guess. Anyway, that wraps it up for this one. Let me know what you're expecting from the next season of Squid Game. If you've got your own theories, let's hear it. Also, let me know how far into the Squid Games do you think you'd survive? For me, I'm pretty confident I'm making it through red light, green light. Then when it comes to the honeycomb round, yeah, I'm cooked. Literally. Even if I had the triangle, I'm still screwing that up.
Yep, that about wraps it up.
If you enjoyed this video, I'd be grateful if you dropped a subscribe and checked out the other fun videos on this channel. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, drop a dislike if you didn't, it all helps me out. Take care of yourselves, mates. Don't let the old bastards in life grind you down. The begrudges, and I'll see you in the next one.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective.